Many tattoo artists pay special attention to technique or design, but there are many other things that help make your session much easier and your work much better, making your tattoo a tattoo that the client will want to come back to you again and also recommend you. Today I'm going to share some really cool information with you and tell you about the tricks that top tattoo artists use. My name is Alex Kutcher, and I'm happy to welcome you to my channel. So let's dive in. I thought I'd have a short list of tips, but it turned out to be a bit longer than I expected. First up is ink. When it comes to black ink, it's pretty straightforward. Personally, I use Allegory because it's super liquid, which helps it settle nicely under the skin. But colored inks are a different story. All colored inks, no matter the brand, tend to be thicker and denser. That's why using a solvent for colored inks is crucial. Without it, your sessions will take longer, and the final result won't be as good as it could be. So, always remember to dilute your colored inks with a solvent. There are two types, one for black and one for colored shades. I usually mix mine directly in the cap, going with about 60% ink and 40% diluent. But keep in mind, each ink has its own consistency, so you'll want to keep an eye on that. If you find that your mix in the cap is too runny, just put another cap next to it and adjust until you get the right density. Plus, as the session goes on, the water will evaporate a bit, so don't forget to give it a quick stir with a mixer. Trust me, it'll make a big difference. Trick number 2, use grease. And no, not the kind you're thinking of. We're talking about grease for your tattoo machines. Whether you've got an induction, rotary, or straight-through machine, they all need some lubrication to keep them running smoothly. Before each session, I make it a habit to oil the pusher. It has a metal ball on the tip, but if yours has a plastic one, that works too. Just a drop of oil on it will make your machine run smoother and quieter. For induction machines, don't forget to wipe and lubricate the spring. If you skip this step, you'll eventually see it start to oxidize and rust, which is definitely something you want to avoid. I usually use regular silicone grease. It's easy to find, affordable, and it lasts a long time. Trick number 3, do the outline after you've painted all the colored elements. I know some artists who specialize in styles like new school, old school, and neo-traditional who prefer to wait until the next session to do the outline. They paint all the color first, claiming that the outline gets dirty with color during the process, and the final result doesn't pop as much. So, in that first session, they'll leave the outline out, let the client walk around for a month with just the colors, and then come back to finish the outline. I'll admit, I've seen some of those tattoos, and yeah, the outline does look brighter. But let's be real. Not everyone has the luxury of time for a multi-session tattoo. Most clients don't want to wait a month with an unfinished piece, and honestly, they often just want it all done in one go. So, while this approach has its benefits, it's probably best for personal projects or when you're working on something for yourself where you have the time to play around with the process. Trick number 4. When you're working with a really thick outline, like 10 plus RL, try using an RS needle of the same caliber. This way, you'll reduce skin trauma, the needle will penetrate better, and the outline will go in faster and look brighter. Trick number 5. To keep your outlines clean and avoid any blurred, try angling the machine along the line as you work. Don't tilt it sideways. Keep it aligned with the outline, whether the needle is tilted toward you or away from you. Plus, if you've got colored pigment on the sides of the outline, it'll help mask any drips or uneven spots. So don't hesitate to angle the needle toward the area that's already colored. It'll blend right in. Trick number 6. This one's about those long tattoo sessions where you're using the same needle and ink cap for a while. As you work, blood and lymph start to mix with the ink, and if you're using petroleum jelly, that just adds to the mess. This gunk can clog up the needle, mess with the ink in the cap, and make everything thick and unworkable, turning your tattooing experience into a nightmare. So, how do you avoid this? It's simple. Switch to a new cap and pour in some fresh ink. And don't forget to swap out the needle for a new one. If you don't have a new needle handy, you can rinse the old one in a glass of hot water. You'll be surprised at how much buildup you've accumulated over time. Trick number 7. Don't forget to snap a photo of the tattoo after the session. This is a must-do, unless you've done a piece that doesn't really fit your portfolio, what I call a commercial tattoo. You know, the kind where you do the work, get paid, and move on. But if you've created something special that you want to showcase on social media, then it's all about getting that perfect shot. Now, I'm not going to dive into lighting and all that jazz. Instead, let's talk about a product called Tattoo Finish. I use the one made in Germany. You should apply it right after finishing the tattoo. First, clean the skin like you normally would, and then just spray it on and let it sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Tattoo finish will close up the pores and stop any bleeding, which helps keep more ink in the skin and reduces swelling. It's a go-to for some of the best tattoo artists out there. And just a quick reminder, by signing up for our online tattoo school, you'll pick up a ton of tips and tricks from experienced tattoo artists that'll give you a quick jump start and save you years of trial and error. If you're interested in training, feel free to reach out to me in whatever way works best for you, or just drop a comment on this video. I or one of my assistants will get back to you and answer all your questions. Oh, and I've got a special gift for everyone watching right now, a promo code for the Tattoo Stars mobile app. When you activate it, your profile will be featured at the top of the catalog for tattoo artists, studios, and tattoo supply stores. Plus, any tattoo artists or studios using the promo code can join daily online tattoo battles for free for 30 days. Also, I want to mention that we're partners with Tattoo Stars, so all our graduates get lifetime access to the app's premium features. This gives you a great way to promote your work and helps you become a successful tattoo artist even faster. I'll leave the promo code and links to the app in the video description, so don't miss out. Trick number 8, stencil. On artificial skin, transfer just doesn't stick well. It basically comes right off with the first swipe of a napkin. Try using Old Spice dry deodorant instead of transfer gel. I usually use the blue one, but any version should work. Once you've transferred your stencil, dry it with a hairdryer, and you'll notice it holds up a lot better. Trick number 9, needles. If you notice your needle has some play in the tip, and the dots on the skin aren't landing in a consistent pattern, you can fix it. Just press lightly on the needle bundle toward the lower edge of the cartridge. This way, the needle slides along the bottom wall of the tip, and you'll get a much cleaner, more precise pixel sequence. Trick number 10, consultations are key. All good tattoo artists hold preliminary consultations with their clients, especially for larger projects. Not only does this give you a chance to go over all the details of the tattoo, like size, placement, style, and colors, but it also helps prepare the client for the session. You can give them tips like getting a good night's sleep, avoiding alcohol before the appointment, and moisturizing the tattoo area. One important thing to remember during consultations is to avoid giving an exact number of sessions. If, for some reason, it takes more sessions than you initially said, that can lead to misunderstandings. If you think a project will take 2 sessions, it's better to say something like 2 to 3 sessions and let them know you'll do your best to keep it to the lower end. This way, you show the client you're on their side and help prevent any awkward conflicts down the line. Trick number 11, create a comfortable environment for your clients. Getting a tattoo, especially if it's their first, can be a pretty stressful experience, so it's super important to make them feel as comfortable as possible. The more at ease they are, the more relaxed the session will be. This means less fidgeting and fewer questions about how much longer it'll take. Start by asking what kind of music they like and play their favorites. If you have a TV or a spot for their smartphone, let them watch a movie or series. That can really help take their mind off things. Comfortable furniture and cushions are a must, too. They'll help reduce strain and make the session a lot more pleasant. Also, let clients know they can bring their own snacks and drinks, or you can order delivery for them. These little touches go a long way in providing good service. Just remember, while you want to keep it chill, this is still a tattoo session and not a hangout at the bar. And if you really want to up the ambiance, consider adding something like an aquarium with fish. Watching them can be super calming. But ultimately, it's up to you to decide what fits best in your studio. Trick number 12, communicate well with your clients. Always be polite and try to avoid any sharp angles in your conversations. If you can, steer clear of uncomfortable topics while you're working. Make it a point to check in with your client periodically during the session. Ask if they're comfortable and how they're feeling. This will help them relax and show that you're a competent professional, leaving a positive impression of the whole experience. These points are more about psychology than tattooing, but how you engage in conversation, along with knowing when to hold back, is key to creating a chill atmosphere during the session. By following these simple tips, you'll not only keep clients coming back, but you'll also get great recommendations from them to others. That's it for today. Feel free to drop a comment with any other tattoo tricks or techniques you know about. I'm sure viewers will appreciate hearing a variety of pro tips. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because in the upcoming episodes, I'll dive into more secrets and tricks that top tattoo artists around the world use. I'll also share information that will definitely come in handy for you in the future. And no matter what anyone says, I truly believe you can succeed. I promise you that. See you later.